I would just like to take this opportunity to thank you very much, Mr. Suave,
Thank you.
for taking the time away from work to come in and see me at school.
Oh, thank you.
As you know, I have an open door policy. If there are issues concerning your son
Thank you.
you would like to discuss with me, you're more than welcome to do so.
Thank you.
On this particular occasion, we have called you in the hope that between you at home
Thank you.
and us here at school, we can work together to make sure your son continues to develop and contribute to the school in a positive manner.
Thank you.
So I'd just like to give you the opportunity to say a few words, and then we shall discuss issues concerning your son.
Thank you. First of all, Honorable Principal.
Please, call me Zach.
Zach?
Zach.
Zach.
Okay.
If it's okay, I'd like to call you the Honorable Principal.
Okay.
Yes. Honorable Principal, I want to thank you. Thank you for this opportunity in where we can come in and talk together as one in your office. I thank you, Honorable Principal, because of your passion, because of your vision for our young people, and how you have developed this great academic environment. You have built it with your own two hands, from the ground to the roof. Thank you. I also thank you, Honorable Principal, for the employment of such great educators that help to encourage, they help to nurture our next generation to become great ambassadors for this great nation of ours, of our generation. Thank you. I also acknowledge and thanks to the Board of Justice for their hard effort and what they put in to try and build unity within our community, in our school, as one body, as heaps of souls. Because thank you. I also acknowledge the Ministry of Education, and thanks to them for the programs that they have created in how they have tried to implement this program for the betterment of our next generation, our young children. Thank you to them. I also acknowledge and thanks to the Minister of the Ministry, the Honorable Mr. Thank you. I cannot forget to acknowledge and thank to the people of the land, to the tangata whenua, and therefore I greet you and say, Kia ora,
Kia ora.
Tēnā koutou, and Tihe Moriori. And in connection to our tangata whenua, I acknowledge the ground that we walk on to get from A to B. But most of all, thank you, Honorable Principal, for the employment of the caretaker, who is also my cousin. He gave us the key for the swimming pool in the summertime. But together as a collective, we shall come.
I'm sorry. I've got another meeting in about 5 minutes or so, so if you wouldn't mind, we shall get to the issue at hand.
Yes, thank you.
Can you perhaps talk to me about your son's teacher when she called you, and perhaps how you felt when your son's teacher told you
Thank you.
about issues concerning your son?
Thank you, Honorable Principal. When the teacher was ringing me up in my workplace, the news that she was given to me, I did not know how I was going to react to that. But when I did hear those words from the teacher's mouth, I was very emotional. But mostly I was very proud.
Sorry?
I was very emotional, But also I was very proud.
Can you perhaps just explain exactly what your son's teacher said to make you proud?
The teacher called me in my workplace, and she said to me that my son was getting smart. When I hear this news from the teacher, it reminds me of why I leave Samoa to come to New Zealand, to work hard, to put my kids to school, so this is what can happen. They grow up and get smart.
I'm afraid there's been some misunderstanding.
Miss Johnson is the one that ring me up. I do not know who misunderstanding is.
Your teacher was actually trying to tell you that your son in the classroom has been answering the teacher back.
Hey, can you please rewind that one?
When the teacher tells your son what to do, he answers her back.
I understand that you are a well-educated man, honorable principal. And you combine that with my 20 years in college. Isn't it fair to say, please correct me if I'm wrong? Isn't it fair to say that the normal learning process is that the teacher will ask the student something and the student will answer back?
Well, yes and no.
Well, can you make up your mind?
Well, things aren't exactly black or white.
Oh, it's like that now, is it?
No, look, I think you're getting the wrong end of the stick.
I'm getting the what?
You're getting the wrong end of the stick?
Then what end of the stick you want to give it to me?
Your son's behavior in the classroom has been abominable.
My son is not a terrorist.
I did not say your son was a terrorist.
You said he put a bomb in the ball.
Look, I really don't want to offend you.
It's too late. You offended me when I first saw you with my own eyes.
Well, I don't know what else to say to you, Mr. Suave.
Don't say anything more. You are not honorable principal to me now. What's your name, King?
Zach.
That's what it is, eh? That's what you're trying to do to me.
What?
Trying to make me suck. I have heard enough from you, mister. I have heard from the church. I have now had time to process these facts and things you have talked to me about my son. And what has come to me is that all these things put together, I have now come up with a consumption. That it's easily known now that your school does not have the resources. Your teachers don't have the skills. And most of all, altogether, you do not have the capacity to teach this type of kids. You know my son? He's too smart. He's too smart for your teacher. He's more smart than the other kids in his class. You know what they call this type of smart kid in the university?
No, what do they call this type of smart kid?
He is what you call a genius. He is a genius. He's genius.
What makes you say your son is a genius?
Because he should be in the Guinness books of record.